Bros, IP here. What's up, brothers? What is going on? My international passport. Can y'all dudes hear me? How's my audio? How is my audio? Y'all good? We crystal clear? We chill? We good? What's up? What is up? Type on one if you can hear me loud and clear, brothers. How's my audio? Who's here? Y'all brothers good? Some dude in the cut. What's up, bro? You good, bro? What is up? Who else is here? Type on one in the live stream chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Who's here? Everyone, y'all good, brothers? Who's here? Appreciate you, bro. Any other brothers going to join us? Type a one if you can hear me loud and clear. Who else is here, man? What's up? Yeah, definitely something. I'm gonna open up the phone lines, bro. Trust me, man. Please call in, bro. Man, it's gonna be a great stream. So let's get straight into it, brothers. All right. So IP here. First and foremost, please support the channel. Please please like the video. We're gonna go over to Rumble sometime in this stream, okay? And also, if you want to support, brothers, please send your super chats on Rumble. At the moment, isn't working on YouTube, so if you want to support the channel, please send your super chats on Rumble, okay? And I'll post a link to Rumble right here, okay? So if you want to support IP, send a rant or a gift on Rumble. I'm also going to move over to Rumble as well very soon, okay? So please create your Rumble accounts, brothers. But here is the link to the Rumble in the live stream chat if you want to send a super chat, okay? So here we go. Link to Rumble. I'm going to put our link. Okay, so let's get straight into it, brothers, right? The title of this live stream is Road to $1 Million. Cryptocurrency rallies to give passport bros the opportunity to achieve financial freedom. So in the past couple of days, bros, okay, we have seen that crypto suddenly started to move again. Okay, after a quiet part of the year, it's starting to move, which is very good news for everyone involved. Now, let me share my screen here, okay? And I'm just going to show you what I'm seeing here on the chart, okay? What's possible with this and why I'm pushing crypto and the 1 million magic number. Because in my opinion, when you have $1 million, right, that's when you're truly free. That's when you're free. So let me just share my screen over here real quick. Hold on. Share screen. And let me just share screen over here. Give me right is what we see is okay. So over here, brothers, is the price of Bitcoin right now at $77 per Bitcoin. A couple of days ago, literally 4 or 5 days ago, Bitcoin was trading at $64. Okay. And if you look at the chart over the last year, okay, Bitcoin has been dropping. Okay. So beginning of 2026, it dropped to $62 and has been around that 60 range for a minute. Okay. Now It's back up. Okay. And I feel like now we're reaching a very pivotal time in crypto that could change the lives of many passport bros. And, you know, financial travels, give you financial freedom, help you buy a property abroad, etc., etc. We have to leverage crypto and what it can offer us for freedom purposes. Now, the whole market's up, and in future streams, we're going to talk about what coins brothers should be looking at. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your research, okay? But we will talk about what coins, right, should brothers be looking at, to achieve this financial freedom. Because for you to be a successful passport bro, you need money, you need finances, you need resources, and whether you get it from a job, from stocks, from crypto, it's up to you, right? But crypto can give you that avenue to change your life. Now, notice how in this stream I'm talking about $1 million. $1 million. Now, for me personally, when you've achieved $1 million, when you've achieved that, you have basically got freedom forever. $1 million, despite what anyone says, is a lot of money. $1 million, despite what anyone says, is a lot of money. And there's a lot of money, there's a lot of things you can do with $1 million. And you know what? Crypto can actually give you $1 million in one go or over time. I know that sounds crazy, but think about it, right? If you bought Bitcoin, right? Let's say if you bought Bitcoin, okay, let's say back in 2020, okay, even like, yeah, back in 2020, right? Okay, and you were just DCing in Bitcoin over time, right? Even before 2020, like let's say 2000, right? Even before that, right? 460, 920. Whenever you bought Bitcoin, even a coin in general, even like Ethereum, right? Bitcoin has changed a lot of lives, right? Crypto has changed a lot of lives. And this could be the last bull run where your life could be changed, where you may get financial freedom. Okay. And with stocks, with crypto, with your job, that can potentially give you $1 million. And $1 million is enough to sustain a young, pretty woman, enough to raise kids, enough to grow that money, buy a property somewhere. If you can get $1 million, right, life is complete. For me, $1 million. People say, "Oh, IP is not enough for retirement." If you're saying that's not enough for, if you're saying that's not enough for retirement, $1 million, right? I want to know what you're smoking. I want to know what you're smoking. If you're telling me that $1 million is not enough for retirement, what are you smoking? Okay, because if you achieve $1 million, right, I'm telling you, life is complete. So here's what I think is happening, right? The Trump administration, these people are very cunning, very, very cunning. Notice how we are, when is the midterms in America? Is it end of this year? Is it November? When is the midterms? I'm just saying, like, the whole financial market is controlled. Notice how, Trump's approval rates are going down, economy is going bad. And notice how, as we get closer to the midterms, crypto starts moving as a distraction or to get votes. It's all been planned. Okay. This whole money system is all controlled, right? So the way to finesse it is by getting in when it's low and getting out when it's high. Right now, things are still low, even though things are high. Things are nowhere near where it was last year. I remember even a year before, I remember Trump won the election in 2014 or something like that. And then crypto went through the roof. Okay. We're nowhere near that kind of level yet. But I feel like we're going to get there and double that. And I honestly feel like you have to start looking into DCAing right now. Pick a coin or two, put some money in there, and start buying it over time. Because listen, this might sound crazy, but $1,000 could change to 200K Only crypto can give you that opportunity, nothing else. And I've been told that there's only one or two bull runs left. I ain't waiting for the next bull run. What next in 2029 or 2030? I'm waiting for the next bull run, bro. And we have plans. My group, the way we talk about crypto, finances, etc., etc. Listen, and this is what I tell y'all. Join the Patreon. You know, I post stuff about financials on the Patreon, etc., etc. But lives can be really changed with this crypto stuff, right? So $1 million through crypto is very much possible, very much possible. And the goal for me is $1 million. I'm telling you right now, I'm looking to achieve $1 million. I'll be honest with you right now, okay? Based on my research, based on what I want, you know, from women, from life, $1 million hits that sweet spot because I'm not looking to retire in America. I'm not looking to retire in the West. I'm looking at abroad, and $1 million go, you know, in a country like Brazil, you know, in a country like Kenya, goes extremely far, extremely far. And we as Western Black men are given the opportunity to make $1 million, whether it's through a job that pays you options, RSUs, and a high salary, whether it's through stock investments, whether you get lucky, you know, with crypto. It's very much possible. And I'm telling you, brothers, right? Things could start moving very, very soon. But again, do your research on what cryptos that could be. Okay. Now, let me just show you, right? You know, how everything is popping off. Okay, let me show you something real quick. Look at this, right? Look at this, right? Bitcoin up 22% in the last 7 days. Ethereum up almost 30% in the last 7 days. And I really love Ethereum because like Ethereum is a much cheaper alternative to Bitcoin, only at $2,000 per share. If you would buy Ethereum low over the last year or so, 6 months, right, you would be 30% up. And I feel like Ethereum is going to do very well in the upcoming bull market. Okay, BNB up, XRP double. Let's say last week, right, or 2 weeks ago, you had some spare money. Let's say you had $1,000, right, and you bought XRP. 2 weeks later, you'd have 1,900. So you almost made double. This crypto game, right, can literally save lives, bro, and give us passport bros financial freedom to break out the matrix, travel. Everything's up. So I'm telling you, like, brothers, do your research, pick coins that have utility, that have great backers behind it. That's making moves behind the scene. That has a good use case, and invest in it. This one's up 80%, right? Even Dogecoin, bro. Where's Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin is up 31%. Listen, right? Dogecoin may be a meme, but it's a meme that ain't going nowhere, right? Dogecoin, right, could actually make certain brothers rich if you know how to finesse it. So look at it, for example, right? This coin will either go up or go down, okay? So let's go, right? So if I just give you something in the last year, okay? Look how, like, actually, let me give you the all-time chart, right? Look how, like, it went really up in 2021, right? Went up again, went up in 2024, went up again in 2024. What's that, December 2024? Look at that, right? So Dogecoin, although it's a meme, right, it's a coin that people really like. And now's the time to be buying, even though it's up, right? It's up quite nicely in the last month or so. Okay, dude, it's nowhere near these levels. Okay, so what, 0.92 to 0.45, that's almost a 10x, right? It's like a 10x or a 5x. So, like, again, pick coins, and remember, don't diversify too thinly. Store money in a few coins and DCA. Things will pop off, bro. Even Dogecoin can make you rich. Again, do your research. Let me open up the phone lines here because again, like these are things that us brothers have to be been looking into, especially if you want this financial freedom. Okay, especially if you want to get to $1 million. So I'm gonna if you want to call in and share some crypto stories about how you feel crypto's gonna go in the next couple of weeks, next couple of months. I feel like by December, I really see crypto popping off, in my honest opinion. And I feel like now's the time to start looking into, okay, what can I be buying? What can I be buying? Uh, Also, please join me on Rumble as well, especially if you want to send a super chat. So I'm going to post the Rumble links throughout the live stream chat. So here is the Rumble link, especially if you want to send a super chat. Please watch on. Please send a super chat via Rumble. That'd be greatly appreciated. Jason in the cut, awesome. Jason, what's up, bro? You good, bro? Can I bring you in, bro? Okay, awesome. All right, brothers, make sure you watch on Rumble as well, and because Rumble accepts super chats at the moment. Super chats isn't working on YouTube, so please go on the Rumble link and watch on Rumble, please. Okay, so y'all go on Rumble and super chat on there, please. All right. Okay, so let me just get my headset up. Let me bring in Jason. Hold on, Jason.
Okay.
What's up, bro? You good?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
Oh,
I've
shoot.
had to catch the replay.
Oh, yes, bro. Okay, no.
Can you hear me?
Jason, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello?
Hello? Can you
Awesome,
hear me?
bro. Awesome. So, loud and clear, bro. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Awesome, brother. Thank you for calling in, Jason. Are you a crypto bro yourself?
absolutely. I've been in this game since the end of the last bull market when I found out everything went completely ballistic, and I've just been here ever since. And it's been a way of life at this point.
Incredible, bro. Incredible. So, brother, has crypto changed your life, bro? If so, break it down for us, bro. What has crypto done for you since you got into crypto, bro?
Well, honestly, crypto has made me understand money and how money works. It made me understand how investment works and just helped me have tunnel vision for my future. Because before that, I honestly did not have any direction at all.
Incredible, bro. So now, obviously, brother, like, so now, what is your strategy for crypto right now? Things are up right now. Actually, before I even answer, has crypto actually made you money, bro? A lot of money in the past?
When Trump got elected, yes, it did make me money, but I did not take profit.
I remember that, bro. 2024. I remember that, bro.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't regret it because knowing myself, I would have spent it already. It wouldn't have been allocated into the right places. But now, that I'm not even a little bit more wiser even than 2 years ago, right? I am more than prepared to execute into making sure that my money works for me.
Thanks, bro. Oh, was that end of 2024 or was that last year? Damn, time
It,
flies when Trump got elected.
so it was the end of 2024, and the market started to take a nosedive at the end of January, beginning of February of last year in 2025.
Crazy, bro. So it's been basically been down for almost 2 years, the market. And
Yeah,
you know, people would have got frustrated, people would have like sold or people would have like go away from crypto. But when things are low, that's when you buy. When
right.
things are low, that's when you buy. And someone's actually very happy right now because guess what? If that person, right? So let's say someone believed in Dogecoin, and I think Dogecoin is actually a coin that's pretty dope, right? So look at Dogecoin in the past year. Okay, so obviously it went down. 2025 is going down over time, right? And then let's say you're buying it while it keeps going down, DCing, right? And then it suddenly pops off there. You made a nice profit, nice profit. And depending on how much money you put in, right? Potential thousands. So this crypto game can make you money. Look at that, it's up. So you're buying low over here. Now it's up what 30%, 40%, almost double your money, right? It's insane, bro. You know how crypto can change lives here. But yeah, but you have to have a strategy, right?
Absolutely. Like my strategy is dollar cost averaging. Not right now, baby. My strategy is dollar cost averaging, right? And
Mm,
like I said, I did most of it before Trump got elected, so I'm still up. I'm still up in the majority of positions, right? Now I'm definitely down in some, but hey, that's just the nature of the game. I've made mistakes along the way, but you know, I'll recover over time as the market, progresses and gets better and more capital flows in.
mm. Okay, so brother, now I'm gonna ask you what coins you personally believe in. What coins you feel like are you buying right now that will change your life?
So my favorite as of right now is Chainlink.
Mm,
Um, because that's really the only one I've been buying as of recently. But as far as like my other favorites, I would say Zebek is a favorite of mine. Anything in the ISO 222 family, I approve of.
hmm.
Another sleeper hit is Ondo, and let me think of another decent one. Um, I know a lot of people don't like this coin, but hey, Solana is looking promising. And oh, Avalanche. I think Avalanche will surprise some people as well.
Mm. Wow. Wow, interesting, bro. Very interesting. So, so are you really spread out, or are those the coins you invest in bit by bit, little by little, every month?
So I've been investing in Chainlink over the past 3 or 4 months, little by little. It's not one of those. It's not like a penny coin or one of those fractions of a penny coin. So I'd only throw but so much and get so much out of it in return. Like put up $50, get 5 or 6 of them or something like that.
Mm,
But yeah, I've just liked that one because I liked the partnerships they've been doing with the DTCC. I like the partnerships they've been doing with Amazon and stuff like that. So, and I like its tokenomics. I like the fact that it's not that many coins, and and I mean the market cap is kind of high on it, but like I said, it's a low token supply.
mm. Facts, bro. Facts. So, but I want to ask you right now, what is your plan? I'm gonna bring in Eddie Roof in the background right now. Hold on, Eddie. I'm gonna bring you in right now. Now, brother, what is your plan, bro, for crypto? Um, How will crypto give you freedom, brother? Is it to maybe buy a property? Is it to travel, brother? What is your plan, brother? When you get this big money from crypto, what do you plan to do with it, bro?
I'm glad you asked, right? And because for the Passport Bros, I'm more than happy to share this idea with everybody that's listening.
Mm,
So, have you heard that this past year, um, in the United States, two of the biggest parts manufacturers have claimed bankruptcy?
hmm,
Yeah, they've claimed bankruptcy because I guess they're saying they're not getting any business, which doesn't make any sense because cars need new parts all the time, especially older ones. But yeah, two of the biggest ones that make 80% of our used cars parts claim bankruptcy, right? So my plan is to establish somewhere else in another country and manufacture all those parts that these Western countries for these cars that people have that they'll need.
incredible. Perfect. Awesome, bro. So you make money in crypto and invest that money into a business to give you regular income. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
Hmm.
Is
Yeah,
a
I don't know how.
country, go on, bro.
Oh, I was about to say I don't know necessarily have the numbers as far as like what it would cost to like even start up such a industry like that or a factory of such magnitude, right? But the way that people are talking about these price predictions or whatever, hopefully I have enough, but we'll see. We'll cross that road when we get there.
Awesome. So, have you thought about actually before I even ask about commercial bases and coach bases, right? Can we talk about so what was my question here? How do you feel like there'll be a bull run this year, bro? Let's say in like November, December. I anticipate because we have the midterms coming up very soon in America. Trump wants to
Mhm.
get as much votes and show, hey, everyone's making money right now in crypto. My economic policy works. And I feel like now it popping off right now, especially if the US talk about some sort of crypto bill right before midterms, bro, is quite strategic. They think they're smart, but I know what they're doing, these politicians. Do you think there'll be like a massive, nice bull run from now until December?
Well, if they're smart, they would. If the powers that be are smart, or if Trump at least wants to make sure that he has a stacked Senate and a Congress in general in his favor, he would make that happen. But who knows? I really can't hold my breath on that because there are counter forces at work who want to undermine him for personal reasons and for their own financial benefit because they want to
Mm,
maintain control of the positions that they have. So we have to let it play out, but hopefully things go the right way.
perfect. Now, have you thought about your commercial base, especially like I'm sure you don't want to be in America forever. You, especially if your business, right? Let's talk about your commercial and culture base. Do you know what that means, bro? Have you been watching my past streams?
Yeah, I watched that stream. Commercial base as far as where you plan on having your economic hub, I guess, where your bank accounts will be at, where most of your investments will be, and then culture hub, where like you live your day to day life. Am I correct?
Correct, bro. Correct. So let's say hypothetically, right? You make so much money in crypto, you ain't gotta be in America, right? You got financial freedom. Now, where will be your commercial base and where will be your cultural base? And tell us why.
So as far as the commercial base, right? Well, that's a kind of a tricky question because if I'm trying to start this manufacturing for the auto parts, right, for the business, and I plan on doing it outside the country because I don't trust to have it in the United States because they forced those two companies to bankrupt for a reason. So if I try to start it here in the United States, who knows? I may end up missing, or my plane may fall out the sky. Who knows? But so as far as a commercial, my commercial may have to end up being where my cultural base is for my own safety. So and that answer would have to be Kenya at that point.
Speak on that. Speak on that.
So
Kenya, go on, bro.
So yeah, I pretty much already have my wife is Kenyan, and I've met quite a few of her family members out there. I've been out there twice already, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I think the country has a lot of potential. They're actually starting to build up their infrastructure, and honestly, I think by 2030, Kenya can be like Mexico.
Crazy. So Kenya is going to be your commercial and cultural base, and but I think it's crazy how you married a Kenyan woman, brother. Congratulations for that, brother. Are you living in Kenya right now? Or is she with you in America?
As of right now, yes, she is with me in America, but we both want to go back to Kenya.
Wow. Brother, you met her in Kenya?
Yes.
Wow. Brother, can I ask how you met, bro? Especially as a Black American brother. That's awesome, man. How did you meet her? Was it any apps? Did you cold approach her, bro? Out of interest.
Well, honestly, her like, so I was friends with one of her cousins over here, and she helped set up the whole thing. Spent a couple of weeks out there, got to know each other, and came back to America. We still talked, and then I went back out there again and got married.
Wow. So your cousin put you in touch with a friend of hers. That's pretty smart,
Mhm.
bro. That's pretty smart. Uh, Out of interest, bro, is she like much younger than you, bro, or same age?
Uh, she's only a year younger.
Okay. Wow.
Hmm.
You see, brothers, like you see how this is our movement. We have an American brother who is now dating a foreign woman, but wants to have a cultural and commercial base in Kenya. Knows people out there, knows a family out there. His wife, knows the system out there in Kenya. So, like, do you see, brothers? Like, this is the future. Literally, getting out the West, getting the money, getting the woman, And let's trust me, life is complete. That's all you need for life to be complete right now. Having a good woman, having wealth, having your commercial and cultural base, you got nothing to worry about. Honestly, brother, I like the fact that Kenya will be your commercial and culture base. You're saying by 2030, Kenya's going to be a powerhouse. Why is that? Speak on that, bro.
Well, not necessarily a powerhouse, but I think they'll be caught up with modern society, because from what I saw, the Chinese are investing a lot into that, to their road infrastructure, right? It's not going to be as many dirt roads and whatnot. Delivery to people's homes will be easier by then. It won't be like, perfect by any means because there's still a bunch of side streets that they haven't even started on yet. But as far as like, the main commercial roads where people drive on, yeah, it's starting to look more like a second world country now.
Incredible, incredible. Wow. And bro, let's talk about the goal to $1 million. And for me personally, I feel like when you've achieved $1 million, which I feel like is possible, particularly for brothers who play with the American economy, I think it's very much possible. When you've achieved $1 million, right?
Mhm.
I feel like that's when you're truly free. Because $1 million goes very far in Kenya, probably in
Mhm.
all African countries by far. You put down 100K on a condo somewhere in Kenya, you got 900K left. That's which is a lot of money. You put 100K into your savings account, gives you interest, let's say $300 a month with interest. Okay, now you got that to play with.
Hello, hello.
Which you invest 300K into the S&P 5, you have money left. Hello, you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So I was saying, then you put money in the S&P 500 as well, bro. You got 500,000 left. $1 million, despite what a crazy person says, is a lot of money. So, oh, do you feel like $1 million is the goal right now, brother? Right now, for freedom.
I think a million is a decent number, right? Now, me
Mm,
personally, because I'm also a prepper and I'm like, paranoid about a lot of stuff in the state of the world right now. I would ne- I mean, I wouldn't be as quick to jump into the stock market in general, right? But especially with the talks of like dollar collapse and things like that. But let's just say hypothetically everything's fine, or if something bad does happen and we get back to normal after the fact, right? Yeah,
mm.
I think putting your money in the S&P 500 would be a decent way to grow your money as far as like using it as a savings account because it holds a lot of like AI stocks and tech stocks in general. So yeah, I agree with that.
So, what would you personally do with $1 million out of interest? How would you invest the money? How would you spend that money? Let's say crypto has given you $1 million, right? Which is very much possible, right? With
Mhm.
certain coins, the market. What will you do with $1 million, bro?
Well, there's certain coins that I would not sell at all, right? One of them being XRP, because I feel like at some point I have a high premonition that banks are gonna offer custodying for XRP, where they'll give you yield rewards on it. And if you have, let's say you have $10 million worth of XRP, and they want to custody your coins, you're gonna be walking away with a pretty nice chunk of change every year. But
Mm,
as far as like if I just liquidated some of it and I had cash after the fact, what I would do is definitely buy a plot of land at least anywhere between 2 to 5 acres. Then I would put myself some of it in precious metals and then keep another third of it just to have for spending and expenses, day-to-day expenses.
incredible, incredible, lovely, lovely. So, but I like how you think, bro. I like especially your commercial and cultural base. And this is what it's all about, honestly. Brothers, if you want to send a super chat, brothers, you gotta go on Rumble. So here's a link to the Rumble in the live stream chat. It will actually will be going on Rumble in a few, let's say probably in half an hour time, and we'll go on Rumble. But at the moment, please go on Rumble and live stream chat to send your super chats. Awesome discussion, bro. Awesome. So now I feel like you can't really go wrong with any coin, even meme coins, right? Are, in my opinion, a good strategy. Especially, you just have to know when to get in and when to get out. For example, look at Dogecoin here, right? Which is probably the OG meme coin, right? Somehow this coin has stood basically the test of time, right? Came out in 2014, right? Look how low it was, right? Popped off slightly in 2018, really popped off in 2021. Okay, and look, it popped off nicely in 2024 in December, literally almost reaching where it was before. Now, listen, I wouldn't call anyone crazy. I wouldn't call you crazy if you actually chose Dogecoin as your coin to make you rich, because the strategy makes sense. It really does, right? So basically, right, you just putting in, like, let's say you had 30K. If you put in 30K here and it gets to here, that's around I think that's 40% up, 50% up. You basically doubled your money, brothers, with ease. Okay. So you have to have a strategy. What coin do I feel comfortable just investing my dollars in every month? Okay. Someone actually, may have bought Dogecoin last week at this price over here. And that person woke up to his money basically 4xing in a week. That's what crypto can do for you. Honestly, brothers, this is exciting, because for me, again, the reason why I put $1 million as that goal, because I've done my research here, right? 2 million, that would be great, but how many people can make 2 million in a short time period? Unless you're trust fund baby, unless you're a CEO, most people are not going to make $2 million within a short period. I'll keep it real. Now, $1 million, right? Depending on how what markets you play in, what's your interest. It's possible. It really is possible. And crypto's given us that opportunity to reach that $1 million goal in a short time period. Most people will make $1 million in their lifetime, but that's like every month when they get paid. And over time, when they're 65, they made $1 million, but it wasn't in one go, right? We trying to get the money right now, brothers. Because guess what, right? Listen, if you want the hot chick, that's foreign, right? If you want to be traveling to Africa, then South America, then that country, that they're here and there, money is needed, bro. Speak on that, Jason.
Which part? As far as the.
Anything that interests you, bro, from my comment that you
Oh,
feel like,
okay.
okay, go on, bro.
So like the reason. So as far as like picks, what coins people would pick, right? Me personally, like any meme coin, right? I'm not big on meme coins, right? Off the pure fact that they're way too volatile. Crypto in and of itself is already volatile, right? But meme coins are volatile to the second degree, right? Granted,
Mm,
yes, Doge has has become the king of the hill when it comes to meme coins. I don't know how long that's going to last, considering that the reason why crypto is being held back is because of the Clarity Act, and these politicians are fighting over meme coins. Meme coins are a huge part of the reason why they're fighting in Congress right now. So I think that after we have this run, meme coins are pretty much going to be a thing of the past. My personal
mm,
a few that are going to be able to stay around because they have such a strong community, like Doge, maybe Shiba Inu, Pepe, Floki may stay around, one or two others. But yeah, I don't trust the meme coins like that. That's just my personal opinion.
mm. No, I feel you, bro. No. Appreciate that insight there. So if you're here with us, type on one in the comments. So we got 30
Yeah,
people
no
here.
problem.
No questions. Are y'all with us? But Jason, there's some background noise. It's a
Oh
TV.
yeah, that's my daughter's show on the. Please go back inside, baby. Please go back inside.
Oh man, you see, brothers, man, that's what it's all about, man. That is our end goal. You know, honestly, like just having multiple kids, a good foreign woman. Jason's achieved that with his Kenyan wife, and and kid. That's what it's all about. If you're here with us, brothers, type a one in the live stream chat because this here is serious, man. This here, you know, could change a lot of lives in the near future. Let me know if you hear of us, brothers. Type of one. Shout out to Books TV. We'll be going on Rumble soon, brothers. So make sure you create your account on Rumble, and you know, uh, we will be going on Rumble very soon. Okay, we'll definitely be reacting to some content on Rumble. Okay, Jason. So let me ask this right. So now, what do you feel about Ethereum? Um,
Ethereum.
is that is that a good alternative to Bitcoin?
I feel like Ethereum has become a necessary evil because so many different platform projects and platforms are built on top of Ethereum now that
Mm,
anybody that's in crypto is kind of considered sacrilegious to to root against it. I know people are in different camps. You know, you got the XRP camp, you got Chainlink camp and Ethereum camp, Solana camp, whatever. I'm not against any coin. I'm for winning, you know. So,
mm,
and the reason why I say Ethereum is a necessary evil is because Ethereum is notorious for having gas fees, right? So all of these different banks and corporations are supposed to be, building their stable coins and using their stable coins on Ethereum, right? And it's like, okay, how are we supposed to get this mass adoption and day-to-day use when if I'm trying to send somebody $200, you're charging me a $15 gas fee? It just doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm not a fan of Ethereum. They keep on saying they're gonna get control of these gas fees. They've been saying it for the past 5 years now and haven't done it. So, hey, like I said, I'm all for winning. So if some other coin is able to rise to the top, I'm all for it.
awesome, awesome. So yeah, okay, some dude. I'll be waiting for you, some dude. Any other callers want to call in? Um, if you have a question, please send your question in a super chat on Rumble. Super chats are not working on YouTube at the moment, but it's working on Rumble. So please send your super chat on Rumble. If you want to support, that'd be greatly appreciated. Awesome. So now, like, um, brothers, I feel like I really feel like we have an opportunity here to to change our lives. Honestly, and I'm gonna do more streams about you know road to $1 million. I want to achieve $1 million. Because again, I'm not looking to retire or have my cultural basis in the Western country. If I keep a buck with you, it don't make sense because $1 million is enough in America, Jason, to retire.
At our age, technically, yes. If you plan on being a minimalist, yeah, you can make it work. But you also have to take into account, right, that the US dollar is losing its value, right? Like a couple weeks back, we've gone through this thing with the Japan carry trade and whatnot, and us having to print some more money to save the yen and all the other technical stuff that goes behind it. So even if we like, I don't think the dollar is necessarily going to collapse like how some people are saying, but as time goes on, right, the dollar is not going to be as powerful how it once was 5 years ago or even now. So you always have to keep that in mind.
Mm, crazy, absolutely crazy. Wow. No, you're right, bro. You're absolutely right. Um, hmm.
Like if you were to live in America right now, and you had $1 million, right? The best way to conserve that, in my opinion, would be to buy yourself a plot of land, anywhere between an acre and 5 acres of land, something manageable for one person. Put a tiny home on top of it. Get yourself a solar solar grid system set up. Um, you know, dig a hole for a well, so you can have a water line and grow your own food and just thug it out that way.
Yes, call in IMDDP. Call in, bro. Call in. The phone line is pinned to the live stream chat. Call in, bro. But let me ask you, so what state would you actually retire in? Obviously, with $1 million in America, is that possible to retire in California, in New York? Or would you have to go to something like Maine or Montana, some crazy place like that, bro?
Well, like I said, it's as long as you plan on living a minimalist lifestyle, it would work. If you attempt to buy a home, right? Like even on the low end, let's say you try to buy a regular house on the low end, or one-story house on the low end, that would be anywhere between 250,000 to $350,000, right? It's like, okay, a third of your wealth is now gone just off a house alone that you have to keep on paying property taxes on. Now,
Mm,
property taxes is not property taxes is not unavoidable, right? And it won't be unavoidable any time in the near future. So that's why I said it's better to just buy the plot of land and put a cheap home on top of it, especially if it's just you, right? Especially if you're living by yourself. It can be a
mm.
tiny home. It can be a mobile home that you put on top of it, you know? So, and depending on where you are in the United States, the land you buy can be pretty cheap. It doesn't necessarily have to be expensive. It can
Wow.
be anywhere. It can be anywhere between, so let's just say on the high end, right? Let's say because I said 5 acres, right? 1 to 5 acres. So you buy 5 acres. You can get 5 acres, depending on where you are in America, for about 20 grand, right? And then the tiny home, hell, I just saw a tiny home for 5 grand the other day, right? And then the tiny homes can go up to, let's go with the high end again, 20 or 30 grand for a tiny home. So now you just spent 50 grand for shelter, as opposed to spending 350,000 for shelter.
Mm. Smart man, very smart.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay, $1 million in Kenya. How far would that take you there? Is that possible to retire with that money in Kenya?
Yes. I think, like I said, you still have to be smart with your money, but if we were to retire at our ages right now, we could do it. Now, I wouldn't just move to Kenya and, just try to be a beach bum or anything like that. I would still try to work or start my own business in some form of fashion to keep money coming in. But yeah, you will definitely be comfortable. You will definitely be stable with $1 million in Kenya.
Wow, incredible, incredible. So good. This is great intel, brother. This is. Let me bring in EI Manage 251 in the background. What's up, bro? You good?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, Mo? Bro, how are you, man?
I've been great, man. No complaints here.
Awesome, bro. Good to hear from you, man. Brother, please fire away. What's in your mind, brother? Any sort of crypto or intel, bro, on the national topic?
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I've been in the crypto since 2021, and I did a lot
Mm,
of research into it. I'm not gonna lie. I started out with the meme coins until I started digging deeper.
hmm,
Um, when I started digging deeper, I mean, I read. I'm gonna tell you what opened my eyes up. It was this one book about Ethereum. It's called The Infinite Machine. Cause see, in my case, I was
hmm.
fascinated with the technology. You know what I'm saying? I actually read Bitcoin white paper. But at the end of the day, what we all should be focusing on is those utility cryptos. You understand what I'm saying? Um, don't get me wrong. I love the technology that's behind Ethereum, but also we also have to look at what's gonna be your return on your investment. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
There, in we got paid actors within the crypto space. you can kind of tell, like you got the Moon Boys that be hyping stuff up. Like you got people. I feel like you got people that put out good information and correct information on crypto. Then you got people who put out false information.
Let's talk
Because let's
about good stuff, bro. Let's talk about actually how we can leverage crypto for us, bro. I get your backstory, bro. I want to know about
yeah.
how is it going to give you freedom, brother? What coins you looking at? What's your plan to
Oh,
get your $1 million of crypto, bro? Let's talk about the good stuff, bro. We know there's scammers out
oh,
there and
okay,
like low IQ artists, bro. But let's talk about that the real stuff that
okay.
will change our lives, bro. Go on, bro.
Uh, okay. I'm focused on utility cryptos. For example, um, I'm not gonna lie, I do have some XRP, but as far as getting a return on investment, I'm focusing on more lower value utility cryptos. You get what I'm saying?
Mm, I feel you.
My research has led me to invest. This is how much my conviction is. I have invested $156,000 into utility cryptos, like your payment coins. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm,
XLM. When you go on the Fast Payment Council, the Fast Payment Council was set up by the Federal Reserves in the United States, right?
yeah.
Metallicus, who owns XPR, who set up XPR, is a part of that Fast Payment Council. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if you really want to leverage and be able to get a greater return, well, let's look at XPR. XPR right now is 0.002. If last time I looked at it, it might be a little bit higher, a little bit lower. Can't remember. Okay. Now I started investing in it at 0.0009. If everybody remember correctly, Bitcoin original price, beginning price, was 0.002.
Hmm.
Okay. XPR is gonna be working with all the credit unions in the United States and small banks, right?
Hmm.
So if you in other words, the more research you do, the more you should invest. Time is actually running out.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the credit unions and the community banks in the United States. We have like I want to say 3,400 counties within the whole United States. In each
Hmm.
one of those counties, you're gonna have a credit union or a community bank. All collectively, there's about 8,000 credit unions and community banks. I don't know where you guys from, but back in the 90s, they had set up a program where you could go into one credit union. As long as that credit union was a member, you can do transactions. Metallica have improved that system. You see what I'm saying? So they're gonna be doing the settlement and the lending for um doing the lending for those community banks and those credit unions. You see what I'm saying? And it's at a good price for people to jump into right now. A lot of people don't even, they know about XRP, but they don't know about XPR. You see what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
they got another token on their blockchain called Loan. Loan is gonna be the background interface for those credit unions and those credit unions and community banks. You see what I'm saying? Now, like I said, it's about 8,000 of them all together. Collectively, they have like $5 trillion of assets under management. You see what I'm saying? So when that project scale, anybody who get in there right now at a good amount, they're gonna have a nice return. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, I collect over the time because, like I said, I've been investing since 2021.
Mm.
I have accumulated 5.3 million of them XPR.
Um, Flipping heck.
Okay.
5.3 million. Yeah, I feel you,
Yes.
bro. What
Yes.
made
And
you
now,
what made you pick XPR as what made you actually believe in the project? But actually, but you mentioned it, brother, right? But for you to buy 5.3 million, brother, you must really believe in that coin where it can actually make you very, very rich, bro. Is that the plan, bro, for it to make you very rich?
um, well, let's just look at that. Just a byproduct of you see what I'm saying? My conviction came from my research.
Mm,
And like I said, I was fascinated with the technology. Now, if I had just happened to get rich, that'll be great. You see what I'm saying? And
mm,
what made me what made me buy more, let's just look at it like this. I was looking at how much XPR, no, not XPR, but XRP I was buying. And I bought XRP at 40, my average was like 46 cents, right?
mm.
So I was
Yeah.
looking at, I'm like, dang, I can only get so much. You see what I'm saying? And I'm sending thousands of dollars at a time over there, to make my purchases. I'm like, well, hey, I need to make up in a lower value utility coin. That's why I put the
Mm,
focus on XPR the way I did. Don't get me wrong, XRP gonna do good, but heck, with the amount of XPR that I have, it's gonna do even better. You see what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And matter of fact, I even that loan token. I
Yeah.
got 26 million of them.
Of what?
So
26 million of what?
loan token. That's another one that
Okay.
Metallicas have on the blockchain, and they too gonna be working with the credit unions. And right now,
Wow.
Metallicas have over 580 some partnerships. Now, remember, I said there's 8,000 credit unions and community banks here in the United States. And see, pay attention to the Secretary of Treasury. And the reason why I brought that up, because he have literally mentioned certain things that gonna be going on in the background. Like he was talking about how your small community banks and credit unions is the core to the United States economy. You follow what I'm saying?
Hmm. I feel you,
What
bro.
they
I feel you.
when you go back and look through the past, like the big banks control too much of the economy. They can crash the economy, and next thing you know, they'll start buying out the small banks. Well, that's not a good thing. You see what I'm saying? In a fair marketplace, that's not good because eventually the big banks will buy all the small ones out. So what the United States trying to do? They trying to prevent them from taking advantage of the market. You follow what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah.
there are utility coins out there, and now mind you, the utility coins I just named, they're cheaper than Doge. And so my advice is, hey, if you want to make up ground, look at the coins like that. Then we got ZBEC. ZBEC is point. I bought it at 0.001. ZBEC is in partnership. Well, not a direct partnership, but two of the people on their board is from ADP. And those of you who know ADP is, that's the payroll company. The payroll company, so ZBEC want to do the settlement for payroll. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so they want to make it where payroll is screened round the clock. So instead of you having to wait 2 weeks to get paid, they want, as you work, you're gonna get paid. That's what ZBEC want to do.
Wow.
So
Appreciate.
huh?
No, appreciate you, bro. I want to bring in Eddie and Jam, but you jump in game, bro. Do not go away, bro. This is incredible.
Uh-huh.
But do you have any last points you want to say, Bob? If I go on to another caller, but be on the panel. I definitely want to ask some questions, but I just want to shed love a bit.
Hey, well, the last thing I want to say, man, hey, guys, put them habits we do to the side and put all your focus on the learning crypto, the utility crypto. This thing, dude, once that law is passed and it's gone, ain't nothing like that coming again.
Yep.
If you want to
Facts.
change your life and your family trajectory, get into crypto before it's too late. This is gonna be bigger than stocks. It's gonna be bigger
Facts,
than
bro.
gold and silver. It's gonna encompass everything of value is going onto the blockchain. When they talking about tokenizing, that's what they're saying. This ain't the time. Hey, if you got the money, you need to be buying those utility cryptos.
Facts. Thank you, bro. Let me bring in Eddie, and I'll bring in Jam after. What's up, Eddie? Ruth, you good, bro?
Okay.
How you doing? Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear, bro. How are you, bro?
Doing good. Doing good. You?
I'm doing awesome, bro. I'm super happy. I have 5 intelligent brothers to chop up with me about crypto, bro. I'm super happy, bro.
Oh yes. Oh man, I've been in crypto. I've been involved with crypto for since 2017.
Damn.
So yeah, I've seen a lot come and go.
Okay, so bro, let me ask this. Well, you finish, bro. Go on, bro.
Oh no, that's fine. Go ahead.
Brother, so you've been on crypto since 2017. Has it made you a lot of money, brother? Has it changed your life?
I wish I had taken it more seriously when I first heard about it, but my little brother did, and he made out like a bandit. But
Oh wow!
you know,
tell me more about that.
Yeah.
Tell me more about your brother. It's just to inspire us, bro. How did he make out as a bandit? What did he invest in? Did he become a millionaire, bro? What was his strategy?
Oh.
Fire away, bro.
he hasn't become a millionaire, but he was involved with Bitcoin, and he bought I would say around 2-3 of them while it was around like 12, 10K, I think. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I know considerable amount. But besides, but from that, he was able to make a sizable portion. But since then, I've been, that was very motivating to see, and that made me dive even deeper into crypto and come upon the revelations that I found of what's really going on in crypto.
Speak on it.
Pretty much, I want to put this crypto on the radar. It needs to be read on everybody. Everybody needs to look into this. It's called ICP, Internet Computer Protocol. Really, the crypto matrix has been trying to put a lot of effort into making sure that people don't find that coin. The headquarters is over in Switzerland. They launched back in 2021. The price chart looks horrible. It's terrible. It started off when it launched at $500-700, and then it dropped like crazy, and now it's down from 99, it's down very considerably from where it first started. It's now it's at $2 a coin. But when you take a close look at this thing, you see exactly why they sabotage it and make it look like it was a rug pull. That was what they wanted to do. They want this coin to look like a rug pull. But this is, man, you take a look at this. This is what's next up. This is bigger than Bitcoin.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Go on, bro.
Yeah. But I do have more to say. With this coin, they solved all the problems. They solved a lot of the problems that came with Bitcoin. They have chain key technology. You can take your Bitcoin and lock it up, and then they have the NNS, the network neural system. But yeah, you can take your Bitcoin, lock it up in there, and then you get chain key Bitcoin. And with this Bitcoin, you can transact near instantaneously. Same thing with Ethereum. They're doing this for a lot of the cryptos. They already done it for Bitcoin, Ethereum.
Bro, I don't want to get too technical with this stuff. So just thank you, bro. Hold that thought there, bro. Let me go on to Jam real quick, bro. But I feel you, bro. ICP. Thank you, bro. So what's up, Jam? You good, bro? Been a minute, bro. Damn.
Yeah, bro. I apologize, man. I've been grinding.
Welcome back, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be on too frequently for the rest of this year, just because I got a lot of projects coming on. I actually caught this on by mistake. I just finished my run, but you already know what I'm going to say here, right? So I'm not sure what you said beforehand. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, right, when it comes to the whole crypto stuff. But you already know me. I'm not a believer too much on the whole crystal stuff. It sounds like glorified gambling to me. But I do think that it makes sense for some people, right? You just got to know what your risks are, right? What your risk tolerances are. But this whole you got to find the right coin or whatever. I mean, look, I'm just been waiting. I've been waiting for this thing to fall, kind of like the NFTs. Like, I don't know if you can see my archive. I think when I first met you, the NFTs failed. So I don't think you saw it beforehand. But I've put all my investing right up on the streams. Like I've said this before, and you could see right from what I've said to buy, right, how they performed. All right, and they performed very well. Let's just put it this way. Okay, all right, and you can go back. Like the streams are there. You can go back, look at what I said to buy, and then track and see what happened. All right. I'm just more for the traditional investor guy. Now, look, I understand why some people, right, especially people who are like the unks, right, are more interested in the crypto thing, because the idea of slow and steady wins the race, right? You don't want to hear that when you're older, because you don't have that much time left to invest. See, when you're young, you can actually, you have a lot of time on your side. You can actually invest and make a lot of money, but it just takes time. However, when you're older, when you start approaching 40s and 50s, you don't have that much time to make the big money. Like, so when you were talking about that one dude, I think the brother who made money off the crypto thing, who made money off of Bitcoin, one, he made less than me, because I bought Bitcoin at 4K, and I still wouldn't recommend to buy it. But even when he bought it, right, he didn't make life-changing money. But now everyone is going to do that. You know what I mean? Everyone's just going to buy that thing. I'm like, all right. I've very seldomly met people who've made life-changing money on crypto, and if they did, they know that they got lucky with it, but they will still sell it. They'll still say it. So this is what I'll say. This is all I'm going to say. As someone, right, who still believes in the traditional method, bro. If you're under 30, bro, you can still get 7 figures, right, in your account, and still have the safety that comes with it. Because a lot of things that people are doing now, and I'm sorry, I just got to preach this stuff, because I just want, at least if you do it and you fail, you can't say that I didn't warn you. You can't say you didn't have information, they didn't warn me, you weren't led astray. I told you this information. You can look all this stuff up and then come back to me, and you could decide for yourself. But here's one thing, right? When you buy crypto, oftentimes it's not FDIC insured. All right. So, for example, when I invest, right, I have several investing portfolios, because after a certain limit, right, you're no longer insured. If you lose money, then that's it. All right. So if you have an FID insured bank, right, as long as your total is under $250,000, you're insured by the federal government in case something goes wrong. All right. Most of your banks do this. However, when you're on the crypto wallet or crypto thing, they might even say it's FID insured. 99% of the time, it's actually not FID insured. You can look this up. So in other words, like, for example, like Cash App. Like Cash App, I know a lot of people use that to send money. That's not insured. So like some people, they'll hold money on their Cash App, they'll hold money on their PayPal, thinking that, it's going to stay there. That's not FID insured. There's no guarantee. So if I'm you, right, if you hold money there, take it out as quickly as possible. It's the same thing with the crypto wallets and all that stuff. It's not FID insured. This is like a new domain. Now, what crypto is doing is the same thing. I'm sorry, I'm being long-winded. I'll just say one last thing, I'll be done. But what crypto is doing is the same thing that what Uber did, what Airbnb did, et cetera, right? They created new technology to usurp, right, old laws. So, for example, with Uber, right, you had to buy a medallion in order to drive a taxi, right? It was like $1 million at one point. Right. But then Uber allowed people to just not have to pay for the medallion, and they could just be their own taxis, and they could just usurp the law. Same thing with Airbnb. And Airbnb had to adhere to all these laws in order to be a hotel. Right. But then people just allowed, room sharing, and now you can just usurp the hotel so you can see it gets the cost down. So this is what they're doing with crypto. They're allowing these things, for example, like the whole gambling thing that's coming up, or they call it projection markets. It's literally just gambling. But they're calling it something different so that they can usurp, right, the rules. That's what crypto is. If you understand what it is entirely, right, then you can make a head. I do think someone like IP could take advantage of this. I've actually made money on crypto, and I'm still against it. I'm not against the technology, but I'm against the way people are speculating right now. I've actually made a decent amount of money on crypto. I still think it's luck. I made the most money on the Dogecoin. If you remember on my previous IPs, I think when I first met you, this is when it happened. But I really suggest people looking into just the basic like FID insured accounts, right? Especially if you're young. There's a lot of young people on this account, right? You don't need to get rich all at once, right? If you just do it slow and steady, I know because I've just done it. Right. If you do it slow and steady, you'd be surprised how quickly you can amass wealth within the next decade. If you're 20, you'd be surprised how quickly your wealth can expand when you hit 30, bro. You'd be surprised, bro. Take it from someone who's been doing this since 18.
The thing is, thing is, Jam, right? A lot of people who watch my channel are not 18 or 20, Jam. From what I see in my statistics. And I feel like our movement as passport bros, a lot of young dudes, and what's up, Roy? I'm gonna bring you in. The camera's on, by the way, Roy. I don't even want to leave it on or off. It's up to you. Want to leave it on? Thank you. So basically, right, I don't know, like, I feel like our movement as passport bros isn't for like really young dudes, if I keep it honest with you, brothers. Like, especially if you're a guy like you're 26, 27, 28, it's more for like that age range. Like, let's say you're 50. A lot of young dudes are in the West right now, partying up in college, maybe getting some girls here and there, right? Because I feel like college is a very important year, or let's say, time for people. And I know I have a thing to react to as well, Jam, as well. I want to hear your thoughts. So I feel like, right, the normal method is also good as well. And brothers in the live chat, let me know if you agree, disagree. I'm also for that as well. But I see that more long term. When you get to your 60s, 50s, you want to be investing in SP 500 or gold over time, okay? Especially if let's say you're 39, right? You ain't got time to be like, wasting. But the crypto stuff is short term. If you can make 100K or 200K in the short term, why not play with crypto? And I think it's Jam, right? I don't think it's luck anymore, because I feel like you need to have a strategy for it to work. For example, right? So Jam, this coin, Dogecoin, has been around for 12 years now. It's gone up, it's gone down.
That's a coin that made five figures off of, by the way. That's a coin that made 5 figures off of.
You made 5 figures
off of? That was
what
I'm talking about. Yeah. I bought it way back in 2017 when it was on Twitch. It was like meant to be like it's kind of funny. It's like what the guy was talking about, the utility coin, because it was originally meant to be a coin that the people would use to tip streamers. And that's why I bought it. But I bought it as like kind of like a gamble. I even forgot that I had it until there was like a big boom a couple of years ago. And then I looked at it and I saw that, I made money.
So you made around 20K off this, I'm assuming, if it's 5 figures.
I made 5 figures. I ain't gonna specify the details. I was perfectly vague with it, but I made 5 figures. Minimum 10K. And this is back when I was still in school, bro. So this is a great day. This is a great time for me, bro. But I recognize it for what it was, though. I recognize it for what even back then. Yeah.
Can I ask, like, what did you invest in? How much did you buy, like, let's say $50 worth of it?
I'm talking about, I came in like on the ground floor. Like if Dogecoin was like how Bitcoin was today, I would, bro, like I'd be like with Elon Musk right now, is type of stuff. But that's what I'm talking about. And I bought and I sold too early because I sold everything. Like I could have made, if there was a certain point where if I sold at a certain time, I wouldn't even have to work anymore. And I still think about that. I still think about it. But it's like, bro, I made money. I made money. It's whatever. Like it's gonna be like I didn't even expect to make money when I made that investment, and I made well more than enough. So I can't think about if I waited, a week more because it was like a bill run, right? And then maybe I could have made this. I'm just glad I made money in the first place. Because if I were to sell it now, then it'd be hardly any money to be made. So, but my whole thing is that. And I also agree with you, by the way, when you say the whole, like, this is why I talk about the whole, if you, look, you know me, I'm the investing guy, right? I talk about the whole, I agree with you on the whole, like, people at different ages have to invest differently. I agree with you. But it's, what's so funny though? People are doing the reverse of what's usually suggested, right? Usually it's suggested when you're young, right? To be aggressive because you have time to make mistakes. And when you're older, right, it's the time to be conservative. But the problem is, and this is what I'm saying, I'm just being honest. It's unfortunate. I get it. All right. Look, I have people in my family like this myself, right? Most of us come from people like this, right? But most of the people who are like 40, 50, rich and unk status, they either are barely getting by or they don't really got the funds like that. And they're not trying to just have retirement. They're trying to get rich. So they're the actual ones who are actually gambling. The people who are like my age, who understand, because I'm gonna tell you right now, look, and this is why I'm putting this out there, because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've said this I've been hearing this since college, literally since college. All right. And, it hasn't dissipated yet. I'm surprised it's taking this long, but I'm like 95% sure I'm right. And I'm 95% sure I'm going to be the old guy, right? like 60 in my chair explaining, okay, this is how people, they understood, they really thought this was going to be something, right? I'm going to be that guy. And I don't diss the technology, just like the internet. You know, the dot-com bubble, the internet obviously was real, but the way people are investing, this is what I disagree with. However, right, what I will say is this, right? Because the older people in our group, right, they haven't reached the financial status that they want. They're more willing to take risks than people who are like my age, right? Well-centered, making decent money, and right, they just understand, okay, just play the slow game. Right, because at first it's gonna suck, especially if you have a little money. At first, it's gonna suck, but when you serve the first like 10K, bro, it compounds so quickly.
Can I ask you a question?
Go on, bro.
What is your vice? What do you do for fun?
My vice?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you do for fun? Do you
I guess I party a lot. Yeah. But I've been chilling on that. That's why, yeah.
Oh, so you realize what you just told me, right? You will put money into going partying and having a good time.
I spend no money at partying, bro. You don't know who you're talking about. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't know who you're talking to. This isn't my days in Miami anymore. It ain't like that. No. I pretty much, yeah. Just because I go out doesn't mean I spend money, bro. I'm not 50. I understand. Like when you're 50 and you go out, it means you're spending money. But when you're a young dude, where you're going out, when you're in your 20s, you don't have to spend money like that in order to have fun. You don't have to do that.
Okay.
But believe me, we all have vices. I get it. I'm telling you, I have my vices. Believe me, I'm not saying I don't. I'm just giving my opinion here.
Jason, go on, EJ. Go on, bro.
Yeah. So do you want my thoughts on what he just said, or just in general?
Yes, please. Yeah. What's your thoughts, bro?
So, I mean, I'm glad that he recognized that the technology is at least real, right? And I'm actually happy that he mentioned how, like, people had the same skepticism that they had with the internet, right? Because I can't remember who exactly, right? I can't remember the man's name, but there was this article that was published by somebody from Columbia University, a top professor, right? Who said that the internet wasn't going to go anywhere and email was just a fad, right? And that was in that article published sometime in 1997 or 1998.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to 2010, you can't do anything without email and internet, right? So,
Hey, and older people done seen all this changes.
right.
Yeah, but this is what I'm talking about. So, okay, so let's use your internet example, right? Let's use your internet example. Let's make it apropos, for example. So let's say you're 2000, right? And you hear this guy saying the internet, right? It's going to be a fad, yada, yada, right? But you're like, okay, the internet's going to be strong, right? In the future. So because of this, you invest in pets.com, you invest $1 million, right? And you were right. The internet is rich, it's powerful, it's used to this day. However, you're broke. Why? Because you were right that the internet was important, but how it was utilized and how to earn money from it, you were incorrect on. And that's how I feel about crypto. So for example, the internet is useful, just like how crypto is useful, but you don't invest in the tool. You invest in the company that what's called manages the tool. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna you know what I'm saying? Like if you invest in the tool itself, you're really only supposed to do that to hedge against inflation, like things like gold or stuff like that. But I'm not gonna invest in like the money itself for like a return. If I'm investing in other quote unquote currencies, it's to save value. It's not to make an interest. Actually, it's not to make a return. The way you make a return is through like companies trying to make profit and then paying you a dividend, right? Or you selling stock or stuff like that. But to actually own the actual like coin itself, and I hate repeating this because look, at the end of the day, it's been around long enough. People have enough research. So if you have your opinion, it is what it is. I mean, IP believes in this too, and I think IP is one of the smartest people I've ever had the pleasure of speaking to on this platform, and I strongly disagree with him on this. So I'm not going to try to convince you on this. I'm just telling you, like, right? I'm just telling you that there's other options, right? And then also you need to mind where you are, right, in the investment game, like the age of life, because if you're like, it's like what IP said, if you're nearing retirement and you already have a large nest egg, you don't want to what's called you don't want to expose yourself to too much risk, right? But maybe if you just don't have the money, most people, if they don't have nothing, they're going to expose themselves to a lot of risk. But I just don't, like I said, I know that crypto, I never said it wasn't useful. Of course, I know it's useful. I mean, I use it in my job every day. But I'm going to be honest with you, I do believe this is a bubble. And I just think that there's other opportunities out there. And I think, and also, like I said, I've given the picks with IP. they're doing really well. Like I said, it's not just, they're doing really well. And also the last thing too is like, there's a reason for it. Like you can track the stuff. Like when I said, okay, buy oil, like it was pretty obvious to buy oil, right? When I said to buy it when I first came on, and I was right about that. Like with the whole crypto thing, it's kind of just speculation because it's all new. I mean, you might be right. It's like, oh yeah, maybe they use this, but maybe they don't. Maybe they use another one. Like maybe you're right. Maybe you're right that social media is the best, but then you invest in MySpace instead of Facebook, and then you lose. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like, okay, but you have centuries of data, right, for the other thing, and especially if you're, like I said, if you're in your 20s, bro. If you're in your 20s, like if I'm in my 30s, right, or 40s, and I still don't have the money I have, what I'm trying to do at this point is I'm trying to figure out how I can earn more money. That's what I'm not going to try to gamble. I'm going to try. Okay, let me, Chris, because that's what's going to matter the most. If you know, I'm no for real, because if you know the what's it called, the infinite growth equation, right? The first thing that matters is when you start. Then after that, what matters is your principal, how much you're putting in. So if you already started late, if you're already like in your 40s, you already started late, you need to make more money. That should be the first thing. You shouldn't be thinking, oh, I'm gonna just gamble. Like that's like the gambler's mindset. Like, oh, I already lost. Let me keep gambling to get my stuff back. Like, no. Right? What you should be doing is you be trying to invest your skills, and that's what IP puts on here. I've seen people on here. I'm on the group chats. I love the cybersecurity stuff. You should be doing that to try and make a way to make really good steady income, and then you can afford to invest, and maybe you can take some risks, right? But you should be focusing not on taking big risks. If you're making 50K, you should be focusing on getting well over 6 figures, right? So that way you don't have to take those big risks, and that way if it fails, you're not screwed. I'm done blabbering. I apologize. I know I've been talking too much.
And I agree with him, right? The only thing that I disagree with him on, right, is having so much faith in the stock market in general, right? Because like I said earlier in the stream, I'm a very paranoid person, especially with everything going on in regards to world events. So if I were to go down, like if I were to pick a traditional quote unquote investment vehicle, it would be precious metals, right?
Yo,
Because
this guy's smart. IP. I'm sorry, you don't know me, but this is I advocate for this as well. I'm very heavily invested in precious metals. So but that's not an investment though. That's really just a hedge against inflation. But yeah, you're right about that. You're right. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to go. I've met people. I've met these crypto guys. So obviously you can make money on it. So you know what I mean? Like obviously you can make money on it. I'm just waiting until it fails. Like I feel like the dude who was like in a .com bubble in the 2000s. I'm just waiting for this to pop. I don't know. It hasn't popped yet, so maybe I'll just be wrong.
I agree. I think like I can't remember the man's name again. There's a different man, right? But he said that 99% of cryptos will fail, and I agree with that because there's a lot of
His
junk
name
out
was
there.
Brad Garlinghouse. He the CEO of Ripple.
Brad said that? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna say this right. For me personally, I feel like everyone should be in everything as possible. Being stocks, being metals, being crypto, being real estate. Have that 6-figure job, being everything. Because I feel like spread your wealth, spread your wings. Like don't just like focus on it's the most safe asset. If you feel like you can make money off crypto, get some crypto. You never know. $500 worth of crypto, right? Could turn to 50K. 50K is a lot of money for you to work with. Just that small amount flip to 5 figures with ease, right? Being everything. I'm not saying for all your life savings in crypto. Spread out.
Exactly.
Have that tech job. Invest in stocks. Invest in S&P 500. Buy some gold. Buy some oil. Buy some crypto. Get some real estate if you can. Build your commercial culture base. You want to be as spread out as possible, bro. Am I wrong or am I right?
No, you're right.
You might be a little bit wrong. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, matter of fact, if I can speak openly and don't necessarily have to talk about crypto, I'm one of them guys who's a high earner, right? But let me tell you what I end up finding out. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
They got a cap. They got a cap on your 401k, right? That's like 17,000 or something, or $20,000 a year, right? So that's one cap.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna lie, I got that on aggressive. Okay. Here's the other thing I end up finding out. I didn't actually know this till I got over $100,000 a year earning. If you don't start a Roth RA before you get to a certain income level, you can't open one. They put it's a stopping point on that. So I got discretionary income, right? So if I got discretionary income that I'm bringing in, So why should I just let it run up in the bank, or should I need to invest in other
Yeah,
options?
what state are you in? Because I haven't. I'm curious about that because I have a Roth and I hadn't.
I'm in Alabama.
Oh, Alabama.
Yes.
I'll have to look. Okay, all right. I haven't been there. I don't know, but that's curious to know.
Hey, we the cheapest state in the union.
I know you the poorest state. Well, it's either you or Mississippi. I apologize. I didn't want to say it, but you know.
Mississippi the poorest one.
Yeah,
I thought it was
Mississippi.
West Virginia.
No, it's not West Virginia. No, no.
It's Mississippi.
That might be the most cousin state in this. No, I'm playing. Let me stop.
But at the end of the day, hey guys, like I said earlier, you increase your research. And we actually in the fourth industrial revolution, and we headed to the fifth. This thing is bigger than crypto. It actually is. And I think it is not enough for us that's doing deep research. They going off what they seeing someone said in the video. They're not going off what they read. I read this book. It came out in 2017, and they literally was talking about how the technology that's come along with crypto is going to be applied, how they are applying it to different industries, different companies. You see what I'm saying? It was written by Michael Connor. And when I read that book, man, it was fascinating.
I don't think anyone is arguing the efficacy of the technology, right? The blockchain, right, is a legitimate, useful technology. That no one's arguing that, right? We're arguing the efficacy of investing the actual crypto, quote unquote, currencies, whatever you want to call it themselves, like that. But honestly, like I said, this is what I want to say a bit to IP, right? Yeah, I do think you're wrong. I'll slightly modify it. I don't think you should invest in everything. I think you should invest in what you understand. All right. So that's what I think you should do. And if you don't understand something, you should research it until you do understand it to put your money into it. That's what I personally believe. I don't believe a lot of people who invest in crypto understand crypto. I believe I understand crypto very well, and that's why I don't invest in it because I just don't believe in it. And in fact, I believe people can make money in it, but I believe it's a scam. I believe it's like making money flipping a house, right? And you find out that they sold you a lemon or whatever, you know? Like, I'm not saying you can't make money in crypto, but the way people are purportedly making money, essentially, it's literally just I convince someone else to buy it and then the price goes up. Like, that's what it is. You know what I mean? For example, like I own Apple stock, Google stock. You never have to buy an Apple stock or Google stock. I never have to convince you to buy Apple stock, Google stock, Facebook, whatever, because you're going to buy their products, you're going to use their services, and I'm going to make money through dividends that way. I never have to convince you to buy it. You know what I mean? Because just their services alone are going to generate revenue. But the thing with Bitcoin and all the other cryptocurrencies is that you literally only make money if someone sells it. I mean, if someone buys it. And look, everyone said this before. Like I said, this has been a decade plus argument. Actually, probably closer to 2 decades now. So I don't want to rehash this stuff again. But I'm just going to say there's other, like, you don't have to just, because now it's all about making money as fast as possible, bro. That's all it is. It's like as fast as possible, bro. Dude, slow and steady works, bro. That is, in fact, that is the most way people make money.
I feel you there, Jem. And I don't want to say something about fast money and slow money real quick. Roy, you have a question? Roy, you want to say something, bro? Roy Hybrid?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. First and foremost, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Jess?
Loud and clear, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate. Hope just will do it. It's been a minute. I just popping in, get back for work. Take care of yourself. And before I get to my other point, I got a question for you guys. Crypto ETFs worth it right now? I just want to hear your thoughts on it.
Bro, say that again, please.
Crypto ETFs worth it? If so, are you planning on getting it?
Me personally,
Warfare.
right? I'm against crypto ETFs. Me personally, because it's literally just a note saying that you purchased a promise that somebody else has this piece of crypto, whatever ETF it is, whether it be Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever the case may be, right? You like because in the price of these ETFs, they're like what, anywhere between $25 to $100 and something dollars, right? When you could just buy the coin itself and
There you
make a
go.
way bigger profit.
Yes.
Thank you. Like literally nothing else I mean, if you said anything else but that, it wouldn't have made any sense. Literally, yeah. I mean, it makes no sense. Why would you pay someone to buy the product for you? It makes no sense. when you can just do it yourself. It makes absolutely no sense. The only reason why you do an ETF, and then also what he said before, and this is why what the guy said made sense. He said 99% of the cryptos are going to fail. Well, that's another reason to buy ETF. ETF is used in case like when you think the whole sector is going to do well, but you don't know which sector. Like in the case of like the whole like Facebook and MySpace, right? You know social media is going to do well, but you don't know if it's going to be Facebook or MySpace. So you invest in the quote unquote social media ETF, so that way you can you still gain if social media does well, but you don't gain as much as betting on Facebook alone. But you don't lose everything if you bet on MySpace, right? But the thing is, if 99% of cryptos are worthless, then there's absolutely no reason to do the ETF, because the only cryptos that are going to actually be worth a damn are you're going to be very smallly invested in, because there's going to be so many cryptos. So literally, like if you believe in it, and especially if you believe the whole 99% are gone, but just mine one is right, then yeah, you should be the one buying it. You should be doing no ETFs. Like it makes absolutely no sense.
No, I had to
Okay,
ask.
so
I don't even believe in that. Oh, go ahead, IP.
Thank you, Roy. So now I'm going to add this point about faster money. Right now, the goal right now, I feel like us as men, is to reach $1 million for true freedom. Whether that comes in 5 years, 10 years, but obviously as soon as possible, right? And if you can actually reach that goal in a short time period via crypto, or let's say crypto stocks, real estate, blah blah blah, why not add crypto to it? Whether or not you agree with crypto, money can be made in crypto. If I'm honest with you, brothers, right? I don't give a damn about crypto adoption, right? I'm thinking about, can I get paid off this asset? Yes or no? And you can get paid off crypto. I've seen it over time with Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? I don't give a damn if it's gonna get adopted or if they change the banking system. I don't give a damn, man. Where the hell my profit at, bruv? Where my profit at, bitch? Also, language. So, but you feel me, brother? So I get you, Jam, about adoption. About, okay, if I buy Amazon stock, right? I'm buying Amazon. That's great. Okay, cool. But the reason why you buy Amazon is to make money in general. The reason why we invest in these assets, bro, is to make money in general, right? So whether or not crypto is real or gets adopted, bro, I generally don't care. But I know that you can make a lot of money in crypto. Therefore, I gotta make it part of that vehicle that can help me make $1 million in a short time period, bro. I'm waiting 5 years, bro, 10 years, bro. But there's women out there waiting for me, bro, right? There's property I gotta buy in a foreign country, bro. I ain't doing that in 15, 20 years time, bro. I only get it done within the next year, bruv. You feel me, brothers?
Hey,
you feel me?
Look, hey, we only live one time. You only got a certain amount of time to do certain stuff.
See, look, I'm not gonna lie. I knew this. I knew it. I just didn't want to say it. I wanted you to say it. I didn't think you were gonna say it, but I knew this is exactly what you were thinking. I mean, I knew it. One, I know you're older than me, right? And I knew the reason. I mean, I know you don't care about the actual technology. I know that it's all about the income, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. The reason why I talk about the technology in particular is because that's the mechanism for, or at least that's supposed to be the mechanism for which you drive your income. Because if there's no mechanism for which you drive your income, then it's just speculation, or other words, what we commonly referred to as a scam, or just like either pure speculation or just in other words a scam. So if you can't explain how do they earn you money, right? It doesn't make sense.
Thing is, Jam, I'm cool with that because Jam, Trump and his administration, right, they're behind crypto. Trump has pushed crypto. His son pushes crypto. Republicans who run America,
yeah, that's what makes it worse. That's what makes it worse.
The thing is though, bro, if they're on this crypto train, bro, I gotta be on it as well. I don't. So that means, like, while Trump's in office right now, if he's saying, okay, if I need to get more votes, right, I gotta push crypto and make it pop. I need to make sure I'm in that circle as well, bro. So I'm making money as well. And whether crypto bursts, the bubble bursts, bro, I don't really care, bro. I've made money, brother. The end goal here is to make money, bro, and live abroad while having money in the background in pounds and dollars in our cultural basis, bro. I really don't care about adoption and all this stuff, bro. Let's get paid, bruv. Let's get.
No, see, NIP. This is the reason why, but
I feel like we're all thinking too deep into this, bro. I've always told brothers, right? Crypto is short term for me and my bros, right? Stocks, real estate, precious metals, long term. When you're 60, 65, you got that in the background that's giving you income, passive income. But short term, let's get this crypto money, brothers, man. Why are you thinking so deep into it, bro? Let's get cash, bro. I don't give a damn about no technology or adoption, bro.
No, I actually appreciate. This is the reason why. I have no problem with the way you see it. Like I understand exactly how you. You didn't have to say it. I mean, I'm glad you did because now I can just speak candidly. But I already knew that this is how you thought even before you spoke. Right? I have no problem with it, and I'm perfectly fine with you thinking that way because you understand the risk involved. Essentially you view it as like a calculated bet. Right, that could win very well, and if you lose, whatever, you're willing to take that risk. But like I said, it's somewhat gambling, right? That's really what it is. I mean, I'm not trying to get too deep into it because some people are gonna be like, oh, it's not. But IP, the way you described it to yourself is the way you would describe like a sports bet that you think you know the team's gonna win on. Like maybe like walking to the World Cup, you're like, Spain's pretty gonna win. Like that's the way you describe that. And like as long as you see it as that, as long as you understand the risk you're taking, I have no problem with that. I just want people to understand because all they do is they just hear crypto. It's like the NFTs. Don't talk about this now, but dude, I had the exact same arguments before. The NFTs, everyone was talking about. I'm like, bro, this is the dumbest, and now everyone accepts it. But I promise you, I mean, I'm not sure if it was on this stream.
The thing is, Jam, people made money off the NFT stuff, right?
So if you're late to you're a scammer. That's what you're saying. It's scam before everyone else.
That's on you. That's on you. That's like you have to get in. You have to get in right before these things pop, right? The same way Bitcoin is now at 777K. If you got in when it was literally $1 per coin, right? You got in before it got to like, right, obviously where it is right now. You got to get into these things right before it pops off. Right now, things are still low. That's why I'm saying like get into it as soon as possible.
Low.
Again,
I'm not sure if I agree with the whole low thing. Maybe low for what you consider. I don't think low.
Bro, hold on, Jam. Okay, look at that. Back in 2024, that was Dogecoin. Look at Dogecoin now. It's far lower than it was at that 2024 point, right? So this is what I'm saying. Like, and before that, it went up to here in 2021. Look at how it was. So while things are obviously low,
yeah, that's when that was when I
in hindsight, right? Personally, right? Look to buy. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research, right? But again, I see this short term. I'm not saying this like 50 year, 15 year, blah blah blah. If Trump and his goons are behind this, right? Clarity Act, blah blah blah. Crypto's gonna be the future. Okay, to me, those are dog whistles. Okay, he may be using it to get votes. I don't give a damn. If I can get rich and get paid off this stuff, I'm gonna be in, bro. I'm gonna be in. That's how I see it, brothers. See, being everything, being crypto, being real estate if you can, being stocks, being precious metals, have a 6-figure job. As long as you diversify your ways to get money and your income revenues, you are doing well as a passport, bro. And that's when you start thinking about commercial basis and cultural basis. Y'all feel me?
Can I add a comment about the NFTs?
Yes, please, bruv.
Okay, so like the NFT thing, right? Yeah, as of right now, complete bust, right? Now, just like the NFT, the similarity between NFTs and crypto is that NFTs were actually supposed to have a use case, right? And that use case was mainly tied to the metaverse, where those little funny looking cartoons that people were buying for millions of dollars were supposed to be able to be projected into the metaverse to actually be useful. And if anybody remembers or seen the movie Ready Player One, yeah, all those little characters, avatars that people were running around with and using, that was pretty much what NFTs were, right? And so now that the technology has not caught up to what the NFTs are useful for, the market is kaput. It's null and void now, and everybody thinks that it was just a scam and it was, a rug pull from the beginning. But no, it's just that the market was just ahead of the technology.
Well, no, they were right though. It was a scam. Like the way they were advertised to it was a scam. I mean, the technology was real, but by the time they heard of it, they were being scammed and lied to. Like just like what's happening now with crypto. By the time people are told to buy crypto, this or whatever, it's a scam. Like when Bitcoin was first made, that was a legit thing. But the way the overall majority of people hear it now, it's a straight scam. I'm not saying you. Obviously, you understand it, right? And I know you understand. It's funny because I was just looking at the NTS like a couple months ago, so I remember a little bit of the story. So it's funny you saying that because I know you're accurate. But the whole point is people didn't buy it for that use case. They heard about it and they thought they can make money. They essentially did the same thing I think did. Like they heard about it, thought they could make money. They did it. And the thing is, yeah, it's funny. It's all cool until like the music stops and there's no share for you. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, you had to buy it low. You don't know if it's low. Well, it's good now. Well, that's why I heard about Dogecoin. Everyone's like, Dogecoin's under $1. Like, yo, get it to $1. I don't think to this day. And like I said, I bought it, and I bought it as a gamble. Like I didn't buy it expecting to make money. I actually bought it completely as a loss. Now I did make money out of it, but I betted it was a gamble. I didn't look at it as an investment. But the thing was, to this day, everyone's telling me, "Oh, get Dogecoin dollar, right? It's low, it's cheap, it's cheap, it's cheap." Now, mind you, I was in like college when I first heard about this. Like, you know what I mean? Actually, no, way before college. I don't even know. But my whole point is, it's never reached $1. So this whole thing of like, oh, it's low right now. How do you know what low is? You don't know what it is. If there's no tangibility. Essentially, what you're doing is you're buying the hype. Like it's like popularity.
So
Look at
you're
the chart, right?
so
Look at
you're
the
right.
chart.
If people are not,
Chart doesn't matter either. I mean, everyone tells you go to invent some finance, and they tell you past performance doesn't indicate future performance. I mean, chart doesn't matter. I mean, I can still do a chart of like a Pet Rocks too in the 90s. I mean, they sold very well in the 90s.
If people were not like, you know, buying the NFTs for the right reasons, you know, like seeing it as a like a technology that was actually going to be used in the future, then yeah, you know, they were setting themselves up for failure.
Dude,
But
no one's buying crypto for the right reason either. No one's buying crypto for the right reason either. Like,
I think people in this chat are,
the
but
overwhelming majority of people, I don't think anyone here except you. Like, I will literally make a claim right now. I want to hear someone else say it because I know I'm pretty sure IP hasn't. So I'll say everyone here except you. That's how certain I am on this because I'm telling you, I've heard this my entire life, bro. I'm telling you, right? Everyone besides you doesn't buy it for anything except a special asset, right? They buy it because they want to sell it, right? They don't buy it for use case. Now, I actually do, right? Buy let's call crypto for use cases like Monero, right? When you want to, I don't want to get into it, but that's not an investment. That's for an actual use case.
Same for stocks too. Why do you buy stocks to make money off it? Make an investment.
They pay you a dividend. This is a different. It's like, oh my god, they don't teach this stuff in school. They pay you a dividend, bro. No, I don't have Tesla and stuff like that where they don't pay you a dividend and you have to make money when you sell. No, I buy stocks that pay you a dividend when you hold it. They pay you money every quarter when you hold it. All right. So even when you don't sell, you just get paid. That's what I get. I get dividend paying stocks. Okay, dividend paying. They pay you quarterly.
I feel you, bro, right? But the thing is, not all stocks pay dividends, right? For example,
you don't buy the ones that don't pay dividends. I don't know why people buy Tesla. It's so stupid.
But the thing is, hold on, right? Let me see. A stock like what's it called? Nvidia doesn't pay dividends, right? But people buy it.
You don't have to buy those stocks. Don't buy stocks that don't pay dividends.
What do you mean? Nvidia is literally the top AI hardware company.
Okay, exactly. So it's a speculative. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about. So you buy those. Look, some people will buy it, but you buy it knowing it's just like when you talk about the whole crypto thing. You buy it knowing it's speculative. You buy it hoping that it goes up, but you know that it's not like there's no profit margin because the reason why they pay you a dividend because they're actually earning a profit. So if they're not paying you a dividend, then most likely the company's not earning a profit. So it's just hype. So it's like another crypto effect. So you can buy it, but then you understand it that it's not making you money unless you sell it for a markup. But the thing is, with the other, like if I buy, stock, right? I'm like, for example, like I'm in a lot of like credit card companies, right? You know what I mean? If they go down, right, they still pay me the dividend. I still make money even if it goes down, and you don't make or lose money until you sell. So as long as I hold right the stock and they don't go bankrupt, they're paying me a dividend every quarter, right, to hold their stock. Right. And I still make money when I sell too. And then also you get so much tax benefit from this as well. You know what I mean? That you don't get through crypto. Crypto, you can get a benefit from essentially usurping the law. I mean, you hope that you don't get caught, but if you get audited, you're going to be screwed. This is what's happening with the TAT brothers right now, right? But with actual, like if you have an actual portfolio, you have actual, at least, I don't know how it is in the UK, but I'm pretty sure it's similar, right? But at least in the US, you have actual legal protections. Right when you have like regular investments, this whole crypto investment, they use it as a way to skirt, and it's fine. Like I get it. It's like what they did with Airbnb and Uber. They're doing it as a way to usurp, like, or they're doing right now the gambling thing. They're like, sports betting and gambling has been illegal my entire life until recently. Now it's like it's not gambling; it's future prediction markets. Like they're just trying to find a way to usurp the laws, right? But that's really what it is. It's the same thing as always time.
Hey, you do know the OCC and the SEC is making rules pertaining to crypto right now as we speak.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, facts, man. Jam, listen, Jam. I feel you. I know your strategy, bro. But other people have different strategies, bro. Some people buy Nvidia stock to get money, to make money off the next day, whether it's day trading or whatever, options trading, right? A lot of people are not really in it just to, I like this company, I'm gonna get dividends, blah blah blah. Everyone has their own investment strategy, right?
Hey.
Some people want to get rich quickly if they sit via crypto and they don't really care for use cases, bro. I can't blame them because at the end of the day, why do we buy these companies in the first place? To make money, whether it's a dividend, whether it's a profit, right? The end goal here is to make money, Mr. Jam, right? And
Dude, why not go to the casino though? Why not go to the casino?
Hey,
Because that's a lot more risky, right?
hey,
If you buy, let's say, a stock like Nvidia, right? You know Nvidia is going to drop really down and go to zero market cap in a week. That's literally near impossible unless something really, really bad happened, which is again extremely very, very rare. But when you go to a casino, brother, right? You can use it all in one flipping in 1 minute, bro. So that's the difference, Mr. Jam, right?
It's happened in the crypto space several times. XRP, I think, what was it, SoftBank? It's happened several times actually in the crypto space. But it's fine. Like my whole thing is, I don't like brothers doing this. Person, like if it was like if you guys weren't brothers, if you guys were someone else, I would like yeah, go ahead, gamble your money, lose it. But I need brothers to be making money, bro. I need brothers to be, especially the young brothers, right? Like if you're an older brother, bro, and you got bread, please don't do this. Please don't. I mean, now if you don't got bread like that, then go ahead and do it. You never know. You might get lucky. But if you actually have like, just, please don't do this, bro. Please don't. I have unfortunately met people who've lost quite a bit of money, and I've tried to tell them, please don't do this. They don't understand. They can see money go up, other people make money, and they do it. So
I'm not saying do it for the life savers in crypto, right? Because again. I'm not saying like do for the life saving in crypto, but again, this is a personal. You do what you want with your money, brothers, right? I'm not a financial advisor, right? But we've seen now how an investment of $500 can turn into 6 figures in the crypto market. So if you're earning, let's say 200K a year, and you have your savings, you have your stock accounts, your portfolio, I really believe that for a lot of people, $500 is nothing to them. Okay, I got $500 to spare. I'm gonna just throw it into this coin. It might pop off, and it pops off. You got 100K. It's keeping the buck, bro. I'm not saying put 100K into one coin. I'm not saying put 50K or your life savings into one coin. That's crazy, bro. Again, risk averse. Have your strategy and see what works. Y'all feel me on that, brothers? Y'all feel me?
Hey, didn't they think Elon Musk was crazy when he started SpaceX back in the day?
He didn't start it. He bought it out. He didn't start it. He bought it. He bought out the company and started.
Bottom line, they thought he was crazy.
He didn't start the company.
Man was nuts.
He didn't start the company. But he bought out the company.
The bottom line is, look at the time frame and what happened from when he got it to now.
He's still wrong. What are you talking about? Like, all right, well, I don't think I'm not gonna get into this. Like, I don't know because like, dude, he's able to get away with things that we can't get away with.
Jam, I got a question for you. Break down.
I got a story that I want to share with the host. My chief engineer told me this when I first met him. We were just talking about investing, this, that, and the other, right? And now he was in the real estate. He too maxed out his 401k, right? And he had $50,000 saved up between him and his wife. He invested in a Tesla right when it hit the market. So he got it below $100. He dived in. He dumped the whole $50,000 in there. When he said that joker ran all the way up, guess what? He had enough money to go pay his house off. That's what he did. He took a risk. His wife was mad as fuck at him. And guess what? When she seen that house got paid off, she was happy.
I'll tell you what happened, bro. She dropped to her knees and did some interesting acts to her husband. I'll keep it PG.
Exactly.
Keep it PG. Keep it PG. So Jam, a question for you, Jam. Right? That's a great point, EI Madge. You know, like you got to take some risk, right? I'm not saying for your whole savings in crypto, but you know, if you got a spare amount of coins, you never know what that can change for you in the near future. Jam, so since you're a dividends portfolio guy, right? What dividend stocks do you actually invest in that is actually paying you money every month? You say credit card companies, is that MasterCard, something like that? American Express, bro? Break it down for us, bro.
Yeah. Visa, MasterCard, American Express, TD. I'm investing in banks, TD Bank, Citibank. I have to go back. But yeah, just pretty much like, to be honest with you, because I think everything right now is speculative. It's a soft. Like I think everything is topsy-turvy. Like I think this whole thing is a joke. Trump's a joke. All this whole stuff is a joke. I really think there's gonna be a crash soon. The housing market's approach. Everything is messed up right now. So I'm very conservative with my investments. In fact, at this point I'm making my own. I think I've said it before, but I've been hinting to this. I'm trying to start my own thing. All right. So I still have my investments, but at this point, right, I'm not aggressive with any of my investments. Right. I'm on big companies, right, where I know they're going to pay dividend, even if it's just 1-2%, whatever, you know. And I'm just kind of just holding because I know that, or at least I don't know. I feel that there's going to be a correction happening. So that's where I'm at right now. But yeah, but I just, like I said, like it's funny because I can just, hearing the people talk on the stream, I can just tell exactly like where they're at, like how old they are, probably how much money they have, etc. Like, because I'm like, I don't know, like I just feel like, because if I heard this at like 20, actually, if I heard this at 20, I would be rich. But assuming, let's say it didn't work out, right? I heard this at 20, right? I just feel like I would make this mistake, or I would just like, I wouldn't do the slow thing. And then I'll be really regretting it when I hit 30, you know what I mean? Because I feel like most people, they would be better off if they just made it, like, for learning income, right? I mean, learn a skill that made them 6 figures plus, right? What's it called? And then just did what you did, right? Where you invest, you live frugally and you invest for like the first 10 plus years, right? Because once you get, to that 6-figure mark, right, in your account, bro, dude, it compounds so quick, and you have so much protection. Like with the crypto thing, even if you earn money, bro, you can lose money too. Like if you don't sell it, and there's just no protections, man. But
but you do know it's 67 million people in the United States that's invested in the crypto.
Oh, they don't lose. I know. I mean, there was how many people were investing in the .com bubble too? I mean, yeah. I mean, just because 6-7 million idiots doesn't mean that there can't be more idiots. I mean, I have no problem with that. I mean, a lot of people do a lot of dumb things every day. But like, I mean, this is not the first one. This is not the first time this has happened before, where the overall majority of people have invested in something that was obviously idiotic. I mean, you learn this stuff like in school. Like you learn about like the tulip mania or the .com bubble recently, or the pet rock of the 90s, stuff like that. We have this. You know what I mean? But this one is long lasting. I'm not gonna lie. This one's long. We're going to see what happens with this. I just want people to understand. Like, I have no problem. Like, everyone has their own investment strategies. I have no problem with that. I just want people to understand, right, what they're doing. Like, their investment strategy needs to make sense. Like, for example, like IP, or the way he's talking, the way he wants to do it. I have no problem with the way he's doing it, because he understands, right, the risk he's taking, and he's cool with it. Like, he completely understands. I perfectly understand that he understands what he's doing, right, and he just want to take that risk. That's fine. But there's a lot of other people where they think it's something, like, they just don't understand. They think it's something different than it is. You know what I mean? Like, maybe someone in my family, for example, and they lose a lot of money.
I feel like you only have one life, right? And I feel like in this life, you got to take some risk that could actually change your life, some degree of risk, right? But obviously be smart about it, right? So if you're a guy that, you invest in traditionally in stocks, right? You invest in, oil market, blah, 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 right? It's going to work out 20 years time, 10 years time, right? But if you're like, okay, here's what I'm going to do, right? I've got my stocks that are my less risky assets. These assets that, will compound over time, and I'm good when I'm 40, 45, right? But could I actually decrease that timeline? What does that mean? Can I actually, get to where I want to go to very quickly by other means? And it could be via crypto. So yes, it's possible to obviously compound 10 years time, blah, blah, blah. But if you can actually show in that time frame, bro, I can't be against that, bro. Because listen, I'm sure the average person would love to be a multi-millionaire at 35 and 45. If you can actually make that timeline sure to make you a millionaire earlier than 45, why not take it? You feel me? But at the end of the day,
well, the reason why is because there's no guarantee.
Everyone should have like assets where it's low risk and potentially one that is high risk. For example, even in stocks as well. Well, buying this high risk, 10x, almost 1,000 per share, made people a lot of money. So if you have SanDisk alongside, let's say, Amazon stock and Microsoft stock as your actual safe stocks, but SanDisk being your most risky stock, well, you made that risk now you're 10 times richer. You feel me? So I feel like personally, in this one life you have, you gotta take some risk in life, man. Especially when it comes to like making the big bucks, whether it's a business, whether it's investing, because you never know if you don't do it. You never know. Go on, Jack.
No. I mean, like I said, I understand your thinking. So it's really me talking to like the younger version of me out here who might be on the stream or whatever. Because I understand why you do it, and I have no problem with the way with why you do it. You know what I mean? And like I said, I've made these. I mean, I've invested right in two in particular. Like I invested in Bitcoin when it was 4K, sold it at 5K, unfortunately. right? And I invested in Dogecoin as well, all right? So, you know what I mean? But I knew when I was doing this thing, I knew it was gambling. Now, it was like a justified gamble because there was hype behind it. So I was like, maybe they might go up. You know what I mean? But I knew it was a gamble. Like, I did not invest in it the way I invested in, like, you know, like Apple stock, for example. You know what I mean? Apple stock, I was like, okay, this is going to make you money. This is something I'm going to hold for at least a decade plus, you know what I mean? The whole Dogecoin or the Bitcoin thing was like, all right, it's like we said, I got $1,000. Why not? Let me just, who knows? And like I said, it did work. Even though it worked for me, I'm still like, no, I wouldn't. If I could tell myself again, obviously, if I know everything I know now, I'm going to say, yeah, invest it. But if I could tell myself again and like, okay, you know, things might be different, like it's not the same thing, I'm going to be like, yeah, still don't do it. Because no one can explain. I mean, look, I'm done talking about this. I'm done talking about the whole crypto thing because like I said, no one's going to convince you. Like, everyone has pretty much made their choice on this thing, and I'm just waiting for this to play out. But I understand the need to take some risks, and I think you should do it, especially when you're young. I think you should take a risk, especially when you're young. But the risks, I mean, bro, we're talking about like risks in like 30-40% returns, like the whole like 10x plus for like we're talking about once in a life. Like, you can meet one guy and they get it done, and you think, oh, it's so like it's obvious that anyone can do it. Like, it's like, bro, if I meet LeBron James, doesn't mean I can become a basketball player, bro. Like, okay, yes, that guy got lucky. Someone's gonna win the lottery. Someone's gonna do that thing. But one, you only see the dude who wins. You never see the guy who loses the money. You know what I mean? You never see the millions of people who lost so that guy can win. And then like I said, it's just like you are not protected, right? When you invest in crypto versus traditionally, the Great Depression allowed for the IDC or FDIC, you know, so that way if someone messes with me, I still am insured by the government. So as long as the government still exists, I'm gonna get at least $250,000 back. But like, you lose all your money in crypto, you're gone, bro. There's nothing. Like, you're gone. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I mean, you can't even write it on your tag. I mean, they're just so, I don't know. It's not even just the whole like gambling aspect, but also like the fact that it's like there's so many disadvantages in terms of like the speculative asset, like in terms of like taxes wise, because, you know, investing normally has been around for so long that you know, there's so much loopholes and ways to, you know, get your money back and stuff like that in order to not pay taxes. But with the whole crypto thing, the loopholes essentially is usurping the law. It's not finding a way to be within the law like what I do. It's essentially finding a way to usurp the law and then hope that no one ever calls you on it. So whatever. Anyway, I'm done talking about the whole crypto thing. I do think, like I said, everyone should be investing and make more money. But I really think like the whole reason why I like the whole password word thing is because it allows you to lower your costs. So you can, especially if you're younger, you can invest. Like, I invest so much money because I don't have to spend that much money for my housing, stuff like that. Like, when I was in Miami, bro, it was like $6,000 a month expenses, bro. I can't remember the last time I spent $6,000 a month on just expenses since I've left in the U.S. I can't even imagine me spending that much money, like, unless I'm like really trying to spend money like that.
Jam, do you mind staying on? Because I've got like a Brazil thing. I want to hear your thoughts, because you know Brazil quite well, and I've got a clip about Brazil that I feel like you may be best to react to. Just stay on, Jam, because I want to move everyone to Rumble, but everyone stay on. Roy, what's your question, Roy? You're the last one if I go to Rumble. Hello, Roy.
Y'all get me?
Yeah, loud and clear, bro.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and make this quick up. I got get this point in and make this meeting. So, speaking of opportunities, right? Everybody's looking for the next opportunity to make more quick, more money, all that. I got a solution. I'm with this company that's in Australia, right? It's called SAI. I'm a partner. It's a robotics company that focuses on the practical application operations, robots, and all that. You know what's going on with the boom and the robotics department, and it's all over. This company is just a part of it. So with that, all I do is figure log in, catch my meetings, do a task with my robots, and I make easy money just like that. Let me drop the guy for you guys in the chat, in the private chat. And yeah, I've been doing this for over 3 months, and I made over $700 in crypto, USDC. Yeah,
awesome. Thank you, Roy, for that.
Hey, real quick,
I got to drop off, but thank you for having me up. This has been a very productive conversation. This stream is going to go in your top 5 best streams of all time, and everybody keep investing and keep stacking.
Hey, thank you, Jason. I look forward to calling in the future, bro. Thank you, man, and good luck with your Kenyan wife. Maybe we do a stream in the future, bro. Thank you, man.
Mate, thank you.
Awesome. Okay,
I'ma hop on
so
through, y'all real quick. Can I drop my chat? My Nate in the
yeah.
chat. All right.
Okay, yeah, good.
And boys, I appreciate you. I pay you, kid. And as always, very formal stream. I'm definitely gonna catch the replay. Till the next one, Jess. Y'all take it easy. Be safe, man.
All right, thank you, Roy. Appreciate you, bro. All right, so stay on, Jam. All right, so and Eddie and EI, stay on, please. Everyone, let's go into Rumble, please. Okay, so I want everyone on Rumble. So I'm gonna post the Rumble link in the live stream chat. Okay, everyone, we are now moving over to Rumble on the next 5 minutes. Okay, we're gonna react to some clips on Rumble. Okay, so everyone on Rumble. I put the link on the live stream chat. I'm gonna end the stream on Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. I want everyone on Rumble right now. Okay, move on to Rumble. So yeah, I got 5 minutes. While I do that, let me just get the Brazil clips up because this is a very interesting clip about Brazil that I know Jam is probably going to give his true insight on since he lived there for a bit. But I want everyone on Rumble. So everyone hop on Rumble right now. We're going to end the stream on YouTube in literally 5 minutes, okay? And it's going to get really interesting, the reactions, etc., etc. And Rumble, we're going to go on there right now, okay? So moving to Rumble. Here's a live stream link. So before we react to the clips on Rumble, this is I've shout out to Jam for calling in and giving his perspective. It's, on this channel here, we want to hear everyone's perspective, whether you agree or disagree with crypto. It's no shade. Jam can actually speak his mind about crypto. We really don't care. At the end of the day, you're going to do what you're going to do as a man, whether you are going to invest in it or not invest in it. We want to hear both sides, whether you're for crypto and against crypto. Jam is clearly against crypto, and he's definitely welcome to even call in the future, speak about him being more against crypto in the future. I want to just make sure that you guys have all the information you need to go and make your own informed decision. Once again, do your research, okay? And that's why on this channel, we don't want to tie you down one way. We want to give you all the information, the good, the bad, and ugly. Yes, I know there's some inefficiencies, also things about crypto that look a bit iffy, but at the same time, you can make money off there as well. So there's both sides to it, okay? And you decide, right? You decide what you want to do with that. So appreciate Jam for calling in and speaking his piece. This is an awesome stream. Eddie, you've been quiet. Eddie, you good? Okay, Eddie is just in the background. So we're going to go on to Rumble literally in 3 minutes. So shout out to Jam, shout out to EI as well for such a great talk, man. I really enjoyed it, really have. How you feeling, Jam? You're gonna blow a bag on Bitcoin?
Sorry about that. I thought you muted me.
No, bro. So Eddie. So how do you feel about Jam's comments before we go into Rumble?
Oh yes, like I definitely feel very good. I know people are, definitely have to make sure that they're protected when they invest in crypto because it's quite savage out there.
It really is. It really is. Look out for any scams, any sort of like links sent to you. Brothers, make sure you create your account on Rumble as well, please. Okay. We got to diversify from YouTube. So if you can create an account on Twitch, Kick, Rumble, because there's some topics where YouTube is giving problems, and I want to just I'm tired of it. So let's start utilizing other platforms, right, to speak about certain topics, man, because I'm just tired of the BS. I should have done this a long time ago, but I'll be more aggressive now. I want everyone on Rumble right now, so we're gonna react to some live streams. Okay, so so Jam, Eddie, EI, just stay on here. Y'all are good. So I'm gonna end the stream, brothers, right now. We're gonna be on Rumble. We're gonna react to some interesting content on Rumble, and it should be very interesting, particularly the Brazil one. Okay, so I'm sure Jam's gonna crash out and give us his thoughts. All right, so let me end the stream right now on Facebook. Facebook people, I appreciate you. Okay, thank you very much. I'm now gonna end the stream on Facebook. No, how do I do that? Edit. Oh, I actually forgot. It's such a long time. Hold on. No, I don't think it's that. Bro, I forgot. Oh dear. Let me see. Hold on. Move. Yeah, I think it's this one. Okay. So Twitch people, appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. Facebook people, appreciate y'all. I'll see you on Rumble. Kick people, appreciate y'all. I'll see you on Rumble. Kick. Shout out to y'all, Kick Gang. I'll see you on Rumble, on Kick. So if you're on YouTube, once again, hop on Rumble. The link is in the live stream chat, and I'll see y'all guys right now. Okay, so I'm gonna end the stream on YouTube right now.